The story begins with Taichi and Rin walking to school. Suddenly a magic circle forms under Taichi's feet. Rin touches Taichi. They both get transported into another world. They both try to figure out where they are. Suddenly a horse monster appears behind them. Taichi and Rin run from the monster. Taichi tells Rin to run away from there, while he's distracting the horse monster. Taichi distracts and mocks the horse monster. The horse monster attacks Taichi. Suddenly an adventurer party appears there and fights the horse monster. A magic girl kills the horse monster with fire. Taichi asks the adventurers to take them near town. Rin asks Taichi to never leave her alone. Taichi promises to Rin. The next day they all go to the nearby town. The adventurers tells Taichi and Rin to join the adventurer party to earn for living. They give Taichi and Rin money to buy weapons. Taichi and Rin go to the adventure guild. The receptionist of the adventurer guild asks them to check their magic powers. Rin places her hand on the crystal ball. The receptionist gets shocked, and Taichi places his hand. The crystal ball breaks. The receptionist goes and brings the head of the adventure guild. His name is Gerard. Gerard tells a girl named Myra to take them to another person. Myra takes them to a girl named Lamia. Lamia checks their magic powers by giving them her magic plate. Lamia realizes that they have unlimited magic powers, and asks them to work under as her apprentices. Lamia explains Taichi and Rin's magic powers. They both decide to train under Lamia. Lamia explains to Rin about 4 types of magic spells: earth, water, fire, wind, and tells her that she has these all 4 magic spells in her. But Taichi is totally different from Rin, because Taichi is not a mage, he's a sorcerer. Lamia tells him that she has no idea about his power. She takes Taichi for his first training. He struggles. While training with Lamia, Taichi hears a girl's voice, but Lamia couldn't hear that voice. Meanwhile, Myra teaches Rin how to use magic spells. Myra tells Rin to imagine the fire. Rin accomplishes her magic. Even she brings blue flames. The voice of the girl from before helps Taichi to find his powers. Taichi tells to Rin about the voice he keeps hearing. She gets scared and asks him if it was a ghost. Taichi and Rin become adventurers. Taichi fights a wolf monster and defeats it. Rin fights monster rabbits and kills it with her lightning magic. Taichi and Rin run into the horse monster from earlier, and they kill the horse. Lamia finds out about Taichi and Rin. She asks them if they're from another world, and tells them to find a sorcerer who summoned them. Taichi hears that voice again, and the voice tells him that she will meet him soon. He dreams about the voice again. They both join the Adventurers Guild and begin their journey as E-rank adventurers. Taichi receives a quest from the head of the guild. He says some monsters are stealing goods on their way to the market. So the head of the guild asks Taichi and Rin to find the truth. Taichi and Rin runs into a group of assassins, and they fight. At last the 2 assassins escape from there, and one assassin gets caught by Taichi. Taichi handovers the assassin to the head of the guild. After that, Myra asks Taichi and Rin to take her as one of their party members. They travel to a village. Taichi senses something from a guy in the village, and they fight 4 monsters there. Taichi thinks about the sudden monster's appearance and begins his suspicious about that guy. Later that night, a girl stands alone in the woods. The next day, Taichi, Rin and Myra capture the thieves, who was stealing fruits from the villagers. The villagers comes there and takes them away. The guy, who Taichi was suspicious of before, acts weird. The girl from the night before shows up there. Taichi fights the guy. Meanwhile, Rin and Myra fights the girl. Rin and Myra struggle to fight the girl because she's too powerful. The guy summons his pet monster. Taichi fights the monster and gets knocked off by the monster. The guy gives the monster a red magic ball to eat. The monster turns into a fire monster. Taichi gets attacked by the red monster and coughs blood. On this side, Rin and Myra lose to the girl first. After that, they wake up and attack her with their combo, and wins the fight. The guy brings Taichi to them. Taichi meets the spirit girl again. He asks her to give him power. She breaks the rules and offers him powers. The spirit girl's name is Ariel. She's a wind spirit. Taichi wakes up and fights the red monster, and this time he destroys the monster. After, Taichi chops the evil guy's arm, and the boy and girl escapes from that place. Taichi wakes up 3 days after that fight. Taichi tells Lamia about Ariel, the wind spirit girl. Lamia figures out what kind of sorcerer Taichi is. She tells him that he's a summoner and wind spirit sorcerer. We see the evil guy's master, and he makes the girl the guy's slave. Lamia tells Taichi that the voice of spirit Ariel is more powerful than a dragon. After that talk with Lamia, Taichi meets the assassin girl, he caught before. They both go to the evil guy's place. Taichi finds a mysterious paper. Meanwhile, an assassin attacks Rin and Myra in the market. The girl shows up there and knocks Myra with one punch and takes her away. Rin fights the assassins. Taichi and the assassin girl named Anna goes underground to find monsters. The girl shows up again and tells Rin about where she took Myra. Rin goes there alone and saves Myra. The master guy and the evil guy show up there. The master guy tells them that the monsters are going to attack their village. After that message, on the other hand, Taichi and Anna runs into a monster. The master and the guy talk about the monster's attacks on the city and the underground. Taichi fights the monster and defeats it. After that fight, Taichi and Anna meet two girls. The girls summon the red goblins. Taichi fights the red goblins. The red goblins turn and start to attack the two girls. Taichi saves the two girls and kills all the goblins. Lamia joins the fight. The fight starts. The monsters arrive at the kingdom. Rin combines her earth, fire, and water magic to make an explosion. Rin blows up the monsters with everything. The other adventurers join the fight and fight the monsters. More monsters arrives. Lamia attacks the monsters. Taichi comes to the adventurers guild and meets the head. He tells him to go join the battle. Three huge red monsters arrive. The monster goes to kill Rin, but Taichi comes in and saves Rin. Taichi fights the main monster. Meanwhile, the others fight the other monsters. Suddenly, a two-headed dragon pops up from the ground. Taichi fights the two-headed dragon and gets attacked by it. Anna gets hypnotized and meets Taichi in the battle zone. The two-headed dragon fires ice. Anna pushes Taichi away and gets hit by the ice. Anna dies. Taichi wakes up in his full power. The two-headed dragon challenges Taichi to excite him. Taichi defends the dragon's attacks and defeats the dragon. The two-headed dragon wakes up in an embarrassment, and before leaving the place, they warns Taichi about a person and leaves the place. Taichi introduces Ariel to everyone. After that, Taichi and the others meet a girl. She takes them to the king of their kingdom. Lamia is the friend of their king. Lamia finds out the truth about the king and asks him if he was the one who summoned Taichi and Rin. And we find out that it's the king's daughter who summoned Taichi. Rin just got in their way. They summoned a hero, but Rin jumped in the circle. The king explains the situation to Taichi. One of the king's guards fights Taichi to test his strength. Taichi wins the fight. The king's brother is the problem here. He announces war against the kingdom. That night, one of the king's companions sends an assassin to kill Rin. Taichi and Lamia senses the presence. Taichi captures and beats the assassin. Suddenly, the assassin jumps out of the window and dies. The next day, the battle starts. Taichi summons Ariel and traps the enemies. The enemies attacks them using a magic ring that was given by a guy. The enemies get tired because of their mana power. The guy who gave the ring to them comes and kills their own commander. The king rewards Taichi and the others with swords and staff. Taichi picks up a katana sword. After that, Taichi runs into the evil guy from before. The evil guy asks Taichi for a duel. Taichi accepts the fight. They both go to an empty place. The evil guy takes Taichi's half power and makes him equal to his power. The fight begins. They both get tired, but Taichi wins the fight. Suddenly, the evil guy's statue breaks and an evil spirit comes out. The girl shows up and saves Taichi. Taichi kills the evil spirit. The guy and the girl leave the place. The brother of the king gets ready for the war. The war starts. Taichi goes to meet the brother. Meanwhile, the others fight in the battle. Taichi negotiates with the king's brother. Lamia meets a mage and fights him. She defeats him after a while and kills him with her fire explosion magic. Myra fights a sword guy who doesn't care about their own people. She slices his throat and he dies. Taichi's negotiations didn't work. The guy who gave them the magic ring comes there and wakes up the dead people. Taichi and the others fights the undead. Taichi cures all the undead people with his magic. The guy wakes up his demon form and fights Taichi. Taichi defeats him and kills him with his powerful thunder magic. Subscribe.